You dumb motherfucker. Do you know what you did?
It started with a rumor like most scandals do, just whispers, screenshots, a name floating around. But once Joe Rogan caught wind of it, it wasn't going to stay quiet for long.
Well, good call from the lead man there, because it turns out that they were, in fact, probably having an affair.
I feel bad for so many people involved in this. Like, Chris Martin is one of the sweetest guys. I'm a huge Coldplay fan. Like, really a genuinely sweet guy who's trying to do the world better. He's trying to showcase people having loving moments. And it sure looks like these two are in love, Kim. Very, very confident in such a public space. Yeah. You would think they're a couple. Would you not, Kim?
Absolutely.
I did so many things wrong. I mean, the very first thing is, and look, I've never cheated on my wife. I'm not cheating on my wife. I love you, baby. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm great. But if I did it, to borrow a phrase from O.J. Simpson, I sure as hell am not going to take my side chick to a stadium with 65,000 strangers.
Joe leaned back in his chair, shaking his head. Bro, what are you doing? This time it wasn't about awkward public affection at a concert. It wasn't a corporate HR scandal or a viral moment caught on a jumbotron. This was a different kind of storm, a $40,000 digital footprint left behind by a man who built his brand on professionalism, leadership, and clean-cut company values. You can't make this stuff up, Joe chuckled. This guy's been trying to play Mr. CEO of the Year, and now we find out he allegedly dropped more cash on internet subscriptions than some people spend on their first car. The audience laughed, but Joe wasn't finished, not even close. Let's rewind a bit. Andy Byron, the tech mogul behind Astronomer, a company supposedly built on trust, innovation, and high ethical standards, had already stumbled into the public eye with the Coldplay debacle. He became infamous after launching a lawsuit against Chris Martin for a joke. That fiasco alone nearly derailed his reputation. But this new scandal, Joe said, pulling up a screenshot of the trending topic, this one's different. This one has receipts. The internet had erupted after an alleged leak from payment logs, and screenshots showed Byron's name connected to multiple high-tier transactions on an OnlyFans account belonging to model and influencer Sophie Rain. And we're not talking about a casual tip. We're talking about an alleged grand total pushing $40,000. Let that sink in, Joe said. $40,000 on what? Pictures? Shout-outs? Whatever it was, I'm just saying, that's a Tesla right there. Joe raised his eyebrows again. The man bought a digital Tesla and didn't even get to drive it. For Mario,
watching this.
Yes. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? No! Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
That's a Coldplay concert, and it is the most viral clip on the internet.
Betrays a lack of respect for any sort of judgment, but also for a basic value system.
Kiss Cam is known for its heartwarming moments, but it caught an awkward one at a Coldplay concert. It zoomed in on a couple cuddling, but internet sleuths were quick to work out why they didn't want to be seen.
They don't even get caught if they're just both at the concert together. They only get caught because they're openly canoodling at the concert.
Coldplay threw a couple on the Kiss Cam. Turns out they were having an affair? I don't think even Coldplay can fix this.
Now, a US tech company boss has been suspended. That's after a viral video appeared to show him hugging a woman at a Coldplay concert. Astronomer says that its chief executive, Andy Byron, has been put on leave, although the company stopped short of confirming if he is the one captured in the footage. The video, which appears to show Byron embracing the company's HR director, was shown on a giant screen at the concert in Boston.
Forget the Epstein files. I want to see the text messages of that Astronomer CEO that got caught cheating at the Coldplay concert.
If you're gonna have an affair, why would you bring her to a concert in public where everybody can see you? What if you even ran into someone you knew? Who cares about the jumbotron? What if you ran into someone you knew? Huh?
And this is pretty viral stuff. Or do we have to get HR involved? I mean, I know that HR was involved.
I would pay to be a fly on the wall in the office.
Oh, she's talking to her friend. That's her friend.
She whips her back to the camera.
Yeah.
And he actually bends down to get out of the, like squatting to get out of the site. Honestly, they should have listened to me. Look, well, he's really hugging her. It's tight.
Yeah, you just lean in. You have to lean in at that point.
Right?
But apparently, this couple will not be fans of Coldplay for long.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
And can we talk about the employee that was with them? She obviously knows what's going on because she's...
It's time to kiss it goodbye. Baseball is probably not the only thing you can say that about.
I think that the actual star of this story, though, is Chris Martin, who decides, given an opportunity here, to let these people off the hook and just let the camera move along, to suggest explicitly that these people are either having an affair. I mean, seriously? You just throw the fans under the bus who paid their hard-earned money for these tickets?
Oh, look at these two.
In a moment, these lovers won't ever forget.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
And one the world can't stop talking about.
I'm not quite sure what to do. Did we rumple you?
Kiss Cam at a Coldplay gig in Boston, and their reaction said it all. They had something to hide.
I hope we didn't do something bad.
Chris Martin knew it. The internet did too.
Online investigators were quick to jump into action. Reddit threads exploded with side-by-side comparisons of usernames, payment trail connections, and even screen recordings showing the alleged interactions. Whether the evidence was solid or speculative, it didn't matter. In the court of public opinion, the verdict was already in. Andy Byron had torpedoed his own credibility again. This guy's his own worst enemy. Joe joked. It's like watching a magician pull embarrassment after embarrassment out of his hat. First the Coldplay concert, now this. What's next? Live streaming his resignation? At first, Byron said nothing. Not a word, no statement, no denial, but silence only added fuel to the wildfire. Memes exploded. People started calling him OnlyFans Andy. There were parody accounts, joke LinkedIn endorsements, tweets that read, "Innovating in the cloud by uploading his dignity." Joe couldn't stop laughing. That's one way to invest in the cloud, I guess. As the story grew, astronomer employees reportedly began to question everything. Anonymous tipsters claimed internal morale was already low from the last scandal, and now this pushed it over the edge. Some reportedly joked in Slack channels, "Guess the bonuses went to Sophie." Joe groaned in amusement. Imagine working for this guy. You're out here grinding 60-hour weeks, optimizing code, shipping product updates, and your CEO's headline is about a $40,000 subscription to a model's content. It wasn't just employees reacting. Business partners, investors, and even clients began raising eyebrows. A few reportedly paused deals, unsure of the company's stability under Byron's leadership. Financial publications started covering the story, framing it as a crisis of confidence in leadership. "This isn't just awkward," Joe said. "This is expensive awkward." Then came Sophie Rain. The influencer at the center of the storm hadn't initially commented, but soon she posted a vague message on her Instagram story that said, "People love to watch others fall. Stay classy." That was all it took. The speculation went nuclear. Joe read the quote aloud on his show and laughed. "Stay classy? Girl, you just accidentally became a business school case study." It didn't help that online sleuths found archived Q&As and live streams where Sophie allegedly hinted about a tech guy with deep pockets who kept requesting custom content. Again, no names were dropped, but the timing lined up a little too well for the internet to ignore. "Custom content?" Joe asked. "This isn't ordering a burger, this is ordering your career into a ditch." As things spiraled, Byron attempted damage control. A PR team quietly updated his bios. His LinkedIn activity slowed. The press team at Astronomer released a statement that didn't mention the model or the payments directly, instead focusing on preserving privacy in a digital age. Joe mocked it immediately. "Bro, don't try to wax poetic now. You didn't get hacked. You didn't stumble onto a subscription button. $40,000 doesn't just walk out of your account and into a tip jar." The transparency that Astronomer once prided itself on had now become its Achilles heel. More questions than answers flooded in, and reporters were quick to dig deeper. A few business journalists reached out to former employees who allegedly described Byron as image-obsessed and desperate to look polished, even behind closed doors. Joe sipped from his mug and said, "Well, the polish wore off." And what's underneath isn't exactly boardroom material. The situation grew more comical when one journalist discovered that Byron had recently spoken at a tech ethics conference, yes, ethics, where he gave a speech titled, "The Future of Responsible Leadership in a Transparent World." Joe stared at the headline, dumbfounded. You can't script this better. The same guy who gave a TED Talk about digital integrity is now trending because of digital spending. Fans flooded that speech's comment section online with clown emojis, sarcastic applause, and links to the scandal. One viral comment read, "This aged worse than milk in a heat wave." Joe leaned forward. Here's the thing, the internet never forgets. You want to stand up on a stage and talk about trust and integrity? Cool. But if your bank statement tells a different story, guess which one people are going to believe? Soon after, company stock took another small dip, not massive, but noticeable. Investors weren't panicking yet, but they were definitely side-eyeing. The board reportedly held an emergency meeting. Whispers of a leadership shakeup started circulating. Joe threw in a jab. They don't need a shakeup, they need a complete reboot. Turn it off and on again like an old laptop that keeps crashing from embarrassment. Byron supporters tried to dismiss the scandal as a personal matter, but Joe wasn't buying it. There's no such thing as a personal matter when you're the face of a tech company built on digital integrity, especially when your personal decisions involve public platforms and public money. The deeper issue, Joe said, was trust, not just between Byron and the public, but within his own company. How do employees rally behind a CEO who makes headlines for all the wrong reasons? How do partners and investors look past that kind of noise? They don't, Joe said. You don't build a company like Astronomer and then treat your leadership like a punchline. You don't get to have both. You're either leading or leaking credibility. Rumors swirled that some board members were considering a buyout. Others allegedly wanted Byron to step aside quietly. Meanwhile, Sophie Rain posted a cryptic tweet. The truth always floats to the top. That alone reignited speculation that more revelations were on the way. Joe winced. More? What else could there possibly be? Did he also PayPal her shares of the company? And through all of this, Andy Byron stayed quiet, no interviews, no press conferences, no accountability, just silence. That silence is loud, Joe said. Every day he doesn't speak is a day the internet fills in the blanks for him. And spoiler alert, they're not being generous. The worst part? This all could have been avoided. People mess up, Joe said. That's normal, but when you mess up this big and try to pretend like nothing happened, that's when people start piling on. You handed them the shovel and jumped into the hole yourself. In a final twist, one of the company's co-founders reportedly unfollowed Byron on social media and quietly updated their own bios, removing references to Astronomer's leadership team. Joe ended the show with a smirk. This guy wanted to change the world through tech, and in a way he did. He changed how we measure CEO embarrassment in the digital age.